What's going on, everybody? Okay, well, this is kind of my hair is crazy. Look at that. Woo! Mad scientist. I have to aim the camera down so you can't see my head. I should aim it down anyway. There we go. That's better. I mean, it's barely clamped onto my... it's a really loose kind of clamp, that thing. I don't know how I'm supposed to use it, but it's this weird kind of A-frame clamp on the back of the camera, and it's on one of my monitors, and so that's why. Hey, John Wise in the house. What's going on? Yeah. So I was sick last week. Beth, man, she got the worst of it. Although whenever we get a cold or something, it always goes to her chest, and so she was like coughing up lungs. But it's hard to keep her from going into work. She actually took a day off from work. She never does that. It's like, babe, you get paid days off for sickness. And she works at a school, and the kids gave it to her. Everybody was sick at school, and that's why she got sick. So, and then I got sick. So nothing you can do about it. Once you have it, once everybody's got it, it's kind of like, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I didn't have a fever ever, nothing like that. Super duper tired. A bit of a cough, spad, sore throat, that whole bit. It was just probably what I would call a common cold, what they call the flu in California. But in Indiana, we just call it the common cold. When I thought flu, I was always like, yeah, the flu is like vomiting. I don't know why, my association with the flu was a stomach flu. But anyway, so I appreciate you allowing me to have a week off. And but 2 weeks ago, I did that jam track on that Robin Ford thing, and I posted it. I mean, the video's got not even 400 views. So I'm not sure how much of a market there is for that. But who was it? Was it Charlie, I think, that recommended me doing YouTube shorts? And so I've been experimenting with those. I have about I have about 20 plus TikTok videos that I did, which all have to be under 60 seconds. And so I'm kind of going through those and seeing what I have to upload to YouTube Shorts. But I did two new ones. One was I don't know if you saw it, was on the bar chord trick, learning how to do bar chords. And that one actually, kind of had a nice little arc to it. And then now it's totally flattened out. I mean, if I were to pull up the analytics on that one, let's see, where's that? There's the app. So go to Shorts, quick bar chord tip. Excuse me. And it's super duper flattened out now. 3,800 views, which isn't bad for one of my videos. In real time, in the last 48 hours, I've gotten 26 views. But then I posted, it's crazy. Like the third video I did on TikTok has something like 180,000 views, and kind of ticked off Alex. Like, how did you do that? I'm like, I don't know. But it was the triple dive bomb thing. I don't know if you see my new short, but it's that thing where you hit three different harmonics, and just the laws of physics dictate that the pitches of these three notes, those three Bs, are going to go down slower. And a minute's not a lot of time. I haven't had any questions like, how do you do that? But I will probably do more harmonic videos, because I can do a quick little thing. I want to do the Eddie Van Halen E7 thing. But that video started out slow, and now it's like, let's see, wow, it's at 4,000 views already. And if I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, look at the trend on that thing. So we don't really know what the top end is on it. Now, how much money have I made on that one? The money shows up a little slower. I've gotten 9 new subscribers, though, from that. I've made 11 cents so far, but that's going to change, because the revenue on that lags, and I'm not even sure how YouTube Shorts makes money, because I don't think I've ever gotten an ad on a YouTube Short. But yeah, it's the real time is pretty crazy too. So Charlie, thank you. Charlie's not here yet. Oh yeah, the harmonic thing. Well, I mean, you can do it on acoustic instruments, no problem as well. And I could talk live stream on it too, but it doesn't hurt. I could do it with I could turn off. Let's see if I turn off my amp here. Can't really hear that. Those are harmonics. And they occur, basically what's happening here when you do a harmonic is you're cutting the string into a fraction. So you're cutting it in half. So when you go to the halfway point from the nut to the bridge, you get the 12th fret. And that's the halfway point. And that is an octave up from the open string. Okay, those are both E's, but one's an octave higher. If you go cut the string in thirds, you get the 7th fret. All right? And that's an octave in a fifth. So this note here is a B. And so the E, it's up an octave plus up a fifth. So that note is what this note harmonic sounds like. Kind of handy to have that note there if you need it. Like, you don't have to go all the way up here. You can just hit the harmonic sometimes if you're doing... And it keeps on ringing, which is nice. Then if you cut the strings in quarters, you get another octave up from this one. So this E is technically, that is actually this note, if I hit that harmonic. And the way you do a harmonic is you lightly touch the string right at the fret, not behind the fret. Now you want to use the fret wire as your marker. You don't push the string down, you just touch the string. And then as soon as you get the note generated, you take your finger off. Not before, obviously. You want this. So it just takes some practice. The first time you get that, everybody thinks it's really cool. And I think Steve Howe did that during Roundabout. Now on an electric guitar, one thing that helps is to put it in the bridge pickup. So if I were to put it to the neck pickup, I can get these. But those are really hard to get to ring out. Now, if I cut the string into fifths, I get the 4th fret, and now that's going to be a 2 octaves and a major third. And then I've got even at the third, just in front of the 3rd fret, there's even more. What's that, a B? Yeah. So that's 2 octaves and a 5th, and then you can actually get the 7th. I think that's a D. Yep. And that's kind of up, and they keep going. I mean, I got to turn back down, okay? But one of the other things, too, you can do to help generate harmonics is to have a lot of gain and some compression. And so those 3 Bs were at the 4th fret of the 3rd string, 5th fret of the 2nd string, and 7th fret of the 1st string. And like I point out in the short, goes down about a whole step. Goes down about a major third, and then that just keeps going down. So they all go down at different rates. And you get these, it's not like they're going down at even, it's not like they're just going like this. They're going down and spreading out and getting weird overtones against each other and stuff. It just sounds really, really cool. And so that's what I did that. And so that TikTok video, because it started with a harmonic, I think people heard it and they did, wait, what was that? And then they watched the video. And so that's kind of what I did with the YouTube short. I basically remade that video because the one I did for TikTok it had the TikTok logo on it and everything like that. I didn't want to post that. So I didn't have the original video for some reason. Well, yes. So you can find those up like the 7th and 19th. Yeah. 19th would also be the same. Yeah. Yep. And then, see, but that's not, the 5th and the, what would that be? The 17th are not the same. You actually have to go this way. So those are going to be more over here. They would be at what's considered the 24th fret. You can do the math and figure it all out. There's basically a formula to it. It's kind of how the guitar is designed. The actual third here, that's a true third. But with temper tuning, you can't really do true third, or you'd have some weird voicing. So that's why, to me, like a lot of times triads don't sound very good on guitar. Piano, they sound fine. In fact, I have to do some piano stuff here probably. See, my pedal is running away from me here. I don't want to use two-sided tape on my foot pedal because I got beautiful maple hardwood floors here, and I did it before, and then took forever to get the tape off of the floor, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to do it that way. Probably what I'm going to do, although I've got my sub right there. If I kind of put it up against the sub, then I'm fine. But then it gets turned sideways because I'm not like hitting the pedal consistently. I'm talking about like a piano sustain pedal. It doesn't work on an organ though. Oh, what it does on the organ is it controls the Leslie cabinet. I don't know if you can hear that, but it controls the speed of Leslie cabinet. Okay. Oh yeah, when you play a note, there's all the overtones are there. You just can't. The dominant note is going to, and there's a lot of crap on this guitar. This is actually Amplitude. It's pretty stinking complex. Let's see. There's so many. Yeah. Not really warmed up yet. I'm like, that's a good little piece of the pentatonic scale. It's easy to do there, but using all 4 fingers to get that is actually really kind of handy. You could, I suppose you could. I guess I could do all 4 fingers there too, but so what I'm doing is I'm playing the 9th fret of the 3rd string, and then the 11th fret. So that's the 1st finger, 3rd finger, and then I'm using on my 2nd finger, I'm hitting the 10th fret and the 12th fret. Well, how are we doing on numbers here? Are we 21? Not bad. Well, we'll see. I'm hoping these YouTube shorts will generate some new subscribers, so may see some new faces. But yeah, so that's a nice little snippet of the pentatonic scale to kind of practice warming up those 2 fingers. Or, 4 fingers. You could also play this part of the pentatonic with your 2nd and 4th finger. To kind of warm them up. let's see what else. So yeah, so that video, we'll see. I mean, gosh, it's just on fire right now, and I'm loving it. So we'll, let's see if we can generate some more subscribers. And the YouTube shorts are easier to do. Now, I am doing captioning, which is kind of fun too. It takes a minute. You have to go through and kind of correct the timing of it and everything. It's not perfect. Comfortably numb. Yeah, that's this progression, right? So that's the other thing I'm going to kind of determine. We'll see if I get a copyright strike on this. This video may not stay up. Pink Floyd's pretty bad about it, but so what I've done is this progression is what I'm calling the Pink Floyd progression. Again, the ironic thing is I just actually worked on a video game. I don't want to say what the game is right now because the music's not out yet. But I was asked to channel Gilmour, and the thing is I was never a Floyd fan. I never bought a Floyd album when it was vinyl. I never bought a Floyd CD. I don't think. No. I always heard them. You'll hear them all the time if you listen to rock radio. I remember first time I ever heard Pink Floyd was and it was just his birthday a couple days ago. My cousin Kent, who passed away a couple of years ago. I remember the cousin that gave me his Taylor. I need to get that thing out and play that some more. But Kent, in fact, I probably should put some Kent memorabilia in the case just so Alex knows whose guitar it was. But Kent was, I would go, as a kid, you go to your cousin's house or whatever, and he would play the radio at night going to sleep. And that's like, for me, it was the worst thing. I'm not going to be able to fall asleep if I got the radio on because I'm like analyzing everything. I'm like, what kind of amp is that? Wait, oh, I like that lick. Oh, shoot, where's my guitar? It's the worst. Can't do it. It's not, just bad. But that's how he went to sleep every night. So he had the rock station on, and I remember hearing Stairway to Heaven and, Heart, a lot of Heart, and all the early 70s stuff. I was probably 10, 11, 12 years old. And Kent's crashed. He's out. He was a couple of years older than me. He's like sleeping, sawing logs, and I'm just laying there going, oh, what's that? And that's where I first heard Floyd. And Kent was into Floyd. My stepbrother, Greg, who I haven't thought about in decades, he was into Pink Floyd. He used to get really high and listen to Dark Side of the Moon. And so that was the thing. But so I never really got into Floyd, but I can channel Gilmour. I almost feel like it's hard for me not to play like David Gilmour, just in general. So this progression is B minor. I'll get rid of the organ for a second. B minor, A, G, E minor, E minor. So that's the progression. It's very simple progression. So, yep, that's right, Bob. So it's B minor, boom, boom, 4 slow beats. I've got the tempo at 127, so I'm double timing it. I mean, they're not counting it like 2, 3, 4, boom, pa, boom. I mean, they count whatever half of 127 it would be 63.5. So, yeah, that's probably the tempo, somewhere in that range. Maybe I'll speed it up a little bit before maybe I should do that. I don't know. I think you can Google you can just say what tempo is and name the song, and it pretty much just comes up in Google. It just says 127 or 63.5. But so I put bass and drums. The bass right now is just copy and paste. So it's the same thing over and over again. The drums I made it change up a little bit to keep the Wurlitzer. So I've got Wurlitzer here. Wurlitzer piano, like a electric piano. Just think it sounds very 70s. Very Breakfast in America. Supertramp. And that's me playing. I quantize it, get rid of some flubs. But basically, yeah, it's just B minor. Sorry, making the and so that's just a Wurlitzer sound. If you get Logic, I think that's just the Logic one. I don't think that's anything fancy. There's a bass in here, and the bass is right now just a loop, same 4 bars over and over again. See, I feel like that G was a little hot, so I'm going to pull it back so I can take the MIDI and pull it. Oh yeah, it is definitely hotter than the other. So I'm going to pull those back a skosh, and even this one here is kind of hot. So let's see what that sounds like now. Yeah, much better. Very bright sound, but I kind of like it. It's a new software. This one is, it's on for Contact. It's Native Instruments. Just if you want to know, it's called Prime Bass. And it has, I can do stuff like that, but I just want to do single note stuff. I'm not using a loop at all. Anything. And then the drums are here. And I think this is kind of my 70s Bonham kit. It's probably distorting. Get some big reverb on there too. You can hear the, okay. And then I decided I was going to put some organ on here just to kind of make it more, fill out the mix a little bit more, make it more fun. So now this is, again, I think just classic rock organ that comes with Logic. And I'm in the process of doing this one. And it's pretty simple. Sometimes just doubling the bass. Sometimes some chords. You can hear the Leslie speeding up and slowing down, and I control that with my foot. Okay. So I may actually, and this is another one of those jam tracks that's like 12 minutes long. But I don't want it to just be loops. I want it to be a little bit more interesting than that. So let's see, where am I at here? 12 minutes. And I'm, with the organ, I'm at about 4.5 minutes. So I haven't finished programming the organ, but everything else is pretty much done, I think. Like I said, the bass I will go in there and make, I won't make it just a pure loop the whole way through, but let's see. So let me maybe do. I could do some. Oh, weird. Why did I? All right. So now I'm gonna track some organ. It's very exciting. You can't see my hands. I mean, maybe I could do that. Yeah. Simple stuff. Oh, see, I messed up there. So, I mean, I hit an A. The A's not bad, but it sounds. I'll just get rid of those. And I'll go here, hit all, and hit Q, and then that quantizes it. Although, yeah, just quantizes what I just did. Yeah, so I'll probably put organ all the way through this. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't like that. Little percussion. Organ has a nice percussive kind of thing going on. I did it again. Dang it. I did that stupid. That E again. I mean the A again. Okay, let me get rid of those and then I'll just come in there. Easy to do that. Just hit record. Don't like any of that. Moments, but nice. I'm so good. Okay, and so that's kind of what I'll finish out. I'll do that on my own time. But I just thought you might think it was kind of interesting that's my workflow. I don't know if there's anything else that I'll add to this. I mean, other than guitar. So the thing is, I'm not gonna put any guitar on it. On the jam track, there won't be guitar, I don't think. I mean, I could go ahead and lay some of this in there, but just power chords and stuff, or single notes. But that might trigger the bots or something. Hey, Magic, what's going on? Me do. Exactly. Yeah, so we'll see if I can upload it. We'll see. It might be copyright issues on it. Oops, let me raise this up just a little bit. Let's see if that's better. Okay, so as far as soloing over, I'm basically thinking B minor, pentatonic. Let me see if I have that shape somewhere here. Let me go to desktop. All right, YouTube. All right, I'm just gonna look for images of pentatonic stuff here. Got a lot of images. Oh well, this is A minor pent, yeah. If we think of this as how can I do this? Let me try doing this. Let me see what happens. Okay. I don't have a fret marked on here, so what I can do is I'm gonna do this, and right here, let me do a text. Where's text? There it is, and just put whatever. Put the number 7. That's all I need. All right, and then make this a lot smaller, and then put it right here, and that's, you know, nice and big right there. Okay, so that's the 7th fret. So right here is the 7th fret, so this would be the 5th fret. So this is not the 1st fret. That would be the, what would that be? The 7, 5. Technically, this would be the 3rd fret. All right, and so that would be the 2nd fret or something. So we're off a fret here, a couple frets. But this is, you know, I can just stick with these shapes, and you can see that pentatonic there. It's, number 1 is right there. See, it's got 3 R's, 3 roots. That's one of the reasons why it's number 1. For one thing, it's like 50% of the scale uses your 1st finger, which is a very dominant finger. It's very easy, you know, because of that. It's also got 3 roots, so you got a lot of landing places because we're in the key of B minor. So you probably, there's a lot of B minor in this song. I'll try to stay right there. I mean, it's infinite. It's infinite what you can do with one pentatonic scale. It's just rhythmically, melodically, emotionally, with bends, with slides, all that stuff. Pinch harmonics, whatever. There's a lot of options there. Now, the next scale up, right here, at the starting on the 10th fret, okay, so this note right here, right there, that's the 10th fret. I'm starting with my 2nd finger, okay? And I go to my pinky, and then 1st finger on the 9th fret, pinky on the 12th fret, 1st finger, pinky, 1st finger, 3rd, and then generally when I play pentatonic number 2, I'm going to go up to the, I'm going to shift my hand like that. If I'm going to practice it and just do shredding like up and down or whatever, I might go ahead and use my 2nd and 3rd finger, or 2nd and 4th finger on those top 2 strings. But in the practice and the ultimate playing of it, I'm going to do a lot more of this. We do a lot more with my 1st and 2nd finger, or 3rd finger. All right, so let me play there. I'm not recording any of this. I probably could. Let me go ahead and start recording. We'll start carving it, and then this will be. So what I'll do is I'll bounce like I did before. This is kind of a big experiment because YouTube may not let me post this. And I may find out on this live stream if it says you got to carve out all of this stuff. Yeah, exactly, Dennis. That's what I was thinking. And if not, then I won't even bother uploading it. You know, I could feasibly change the key of it, but that won't. I'd have to redo the guitar, which is totally fine. Super duper easy to change the key. I could do that right now. But I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to leave it right now in B minor. C minor might be a better, you know, key, but B minor for now. And then the thinking here is that the plan is to upload the jam track, and then also after the jam track, it plays again, but with me soloing, and then you can jam along with me. So if I do a lick, you can go, oh, what was that? You can kind of work it up or whatever. I did it with the latest one the last time, and I've got a whopping 300 and something views. So it's not like it's taken off. Now, the short thing is cool. So I might promote it on the shorts and say, hey, I just did a new jam track on, Comfortably Numb, and, check it out. But we'll see. I don't want to overdo the shorts because I don't want to overstay my welcome. But if it's generating a lot of new subscribers, then that's a good thing. Okay, so I was in Pentatonic 1. So I'll do some Pentatonic 1 and 2 now. I don't need the click. Funny, I was on the organ, so let's start again. Okay, now I'm recording. Already don't like it. Okay, I'm gonna have the click on for just a second. All right, so right there, now I don't like it, but I'm going to stop there, and then we're talk about. So I was basically just going back and forth between Pentatonic 1 at the 7th fret and Pentatonic 2 kind of at the 10th fret. You can think of as the bottom note, starting note is 10th fret, but you're really in the 9th position. And again, the term position means what fret is your first finger assigned to, and then from there it generates the placement of the other fingers. And so when I was playing at the 7th fret, I was in 7th position. When I'm playing Pentatonic number 2 at the 10th fret, I was technically in 9th position. My first finger was getting all the notes on the 9th fret. Now, like I said, I moved up to here. I moved up. Up there, I went to my first and third finger there. So my first finger now technically that would be called a position shift, okay? So I'm 9th position, 10th position, 9th position, okay? Now, Gilmour uses a lot of blues licks, so and I was using blues scale. So the blues notes in the pentatonic number 1, there's the 1. It's a flat 5. You can think you go up to the 5th of the scale, and you go down 1 fret, you get that flat 5. So you're gonna play the flat 5, which is in between the 4 and the 5. So you're just making it like a little chromatic passage. You can do that with me right now. You might do something like that. It'd be a kind of a fun little exercise, a little way to start to incorporate that blues tone, is to play the 4, the flat 5, and the 5. And then play the 7th. Play the root. Play the 3rd. Just a way to kind of, almost like an exercise. It totally is an exercise. It's not particularly musical, but this is very, very common blues lick. I like that too, doing the 3 chromatic notes and then going up to the 9th fret on the 3rd string. That's technically the 4th, and then resolving to the flat 3rd. And that was it. So you can turn. My son Jack went with his wife and his in-laws to see the Eagles at the Sphere this last weekend. Looked pretty cool. I was going to say that. I mean, it's good catalog, and Vince Gill. Now, I don't think they do any Vince Gill songs. I'm trying to think if there are any Vince Gill hits that I could sing. I had a couple Vince Gill CDs back in the day because he's a really good guitar player. Although it doesn't look like he plays a lot of lead. You know, the solos are pretty much mapped out. They did have a guitar player playing with them, an older guy. Well, they had Joe Walsh, and then they had another guy to Joel's left. It's a pretty big band. So anyway, all right. So now I'm gonna probably let's see if I can punch in here. Yeah. So I could probably punch in there. But now I'm going to probably try to do, of course, you know, I never tuned. Yeah, I thought that E was a little off. Oh, everything's a little off. Hard to tell with all that chorus on there. There's literally chorus flange. This is I think it was a preset, a David Gilmour preset, and it just loaded all of the effects, and you wouldn't believe the crap that's in here. Let me do a screenshot. I mean, no, this is just, it's got 2 Stomp Box things. Let's see. Do that. So here's, oh, dang it, I forgot it does that. Okay. It's going to go away, but let's see. Oh, desktop. So, like, there's a gate there. The gate's not on. There's no red light there. But everything else has a red light on. And there's a comp, like the red MXR comp, a pig, big pig, which would probably be a, what's the electro harmonics thing? then some kind of distortion unit, and then some kind of graphic EQ. Look at the slope on that. All the top ends rolled off. It's such a weird, you know. So, and these are, like I said, this was a preset, but that's one of the pedal boards. The other pedal board has this on it. Okay, so that's an flanger. That's an electric mistress. I actually have one of those. This is probably a chorus, like that's probably supposed to be like a Boss chorus, which a CE1, which I actually have 2 of those. And then there's an amp. I love how they make them, you know, in the software versions, they kind of make them look like a high watt. See, it looks like a high watt. And then there's another amp. I think there's no 2. Okay. Then let's see, cabinet. Here's the cab. And you can move the mics around and everything. This is Amplitude, by the way, if you're wondering what software this is. It's pretty detailed. I mean, you can pick the mics and the placement in the room. You can pick how hard the surfaces are in the room. See, so there's the cabinet. So it's a 412. There's no room. I could put a room mic in there, I think. If I wanted to add a room mic. Let's see. I think so. Oh yeah, there are 2 room mics up there. You see up high? There's 2 room mics. Let's see, where's the mixer? The mixer is down here. So, yeah, the room mic... Yeah. I don't want to turn that one up. But yeah, so I think you can do the room mics up. And then it's got like... I think it's going through 2 racks of... Yeah, 2 racks. One rack here has a delay and a flanger. And another rack has another delay, a parametric EQ, another chorus, and a rotary speaker, which is not on. So check this out. It's kind of preposterous, to be honest. Did I get all of them? Let's see, what did I get? Yeah. Look at all this crap. All to get the Gilmore sound. So much. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. All right. So, yeah, it's all in the computer, you know, and it's pretty much how I do most of my recording. It's just not convenient to record an amp, a real amp. I mean, I know, you know, the purists are like, what the heck are you doing? But I don't know. I'm a pro. I make a living at it, you know. A lot of guys that have the full setup of amps and all sorts of, you know, a room and everything, they're not making a living. So I don't know. I mean, I would love to have that option. I also would love to have a personal assistant. So, you know, if I'm going to have like, you know, cables, you know, like a setup, a room with cabinets in. Tim Pierce has like a room that's like a low ceiling room. It might be under a staircase or something. I've seen him in his amp room, and he's got lots of amps, and so he's got a switcher. I mean, of course I would love to have that, you know, a switcher where I can switch between all the amps, and I've already got like Royer 121s and Shure 57s on every cabinet, marking the best sounding, whichever speaker's the best sounding and the best spot in the speaker. But I go, oh yeah, I'm really digging my, you know, Plexi Marshall 50 watt through the 212 cabinet, but I need to move the microphone. So now I got to go in the other room. I got to open up that door. I got to crawl in there, and I got to move the microphone a little bit. Then I got to come back. And it's like, not, you know, there's nothing I'm doing that is going to be scrutinized that hard. So that's kind of why I you know, it's that's a part of it. And you know, if I was playing a lot more albums, then that would be the case. I would probably use more real amps and things like that. But I don't get called for that, and maybe that's why, because I don't do that. I have a lot of amps. I wanted to be that guy, and I started accumulating amp heads and cabinets and stuff like that. So I have a lot of stuff. I got my 2-Rock in here. I got my Matchless in here. I've got a vintage Marshall in the other room. My favorite amp is actually my Sears Silvertone. That thing just sounds great. Great clean amp. The tremolo on it is amazing. It's got the best tremolo and the worst reverb. It's amazing. The reverb is so heinous and the tremolo is so glorious. It's amazing. It's a great combo. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit more soloing. Is that okay with you? I'm going to track this. It's going to be recorded. Let's see if we can get this, if I will be able to upload it. If I have to change the key and the tempo, then I'll have to re-record the electric, and that's fine. I may just make another. But now I'm gonna add some blues notes to it. I'm probably gonna get up. I'll probably get up in there. I haven't really created a melody, but that's all right. Blues notes here. Okay, that's a diatonic tone. Easy to bend this beat. Little double stop. Little A double stop. Yeah, not a lot of Pink Floyd listening. We'll lay back on that one. Yeah, I never really listened to Pink Floyd. I feel like I channel him pretty well, David Gilmour pretty well, because I feel like it's just kind of how I've always soloed. So we kind of came at the guitar the same way, I guess. Maybe we're like maybe we're family. Maybe there's some kind of genetic connection there. Let's see. I'm gonna crossfade this. Let me just check and see where my crossfade's set at. I usually like my crossfade set at 20 milliseconds. It's set at 10. I'm gonna go a little bigger than that. And then that's the, man, it used to be such a pain to crossfade stuff. It's so easy now. So it's seamless. You can't hear where the punch in is. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never owned a Pink Floyd record. I've heard Pink Floyd a lot on the radio, you know. I don't know what to say. To me, it just comes really natural to play like that. And also the other thing that one of the keys to kind of doing what you do, you know, what I do in particular, is to get a tone that inspires playing in a certain way. I think last 2 weeks ago I kind of got a pseudo Robin Ford tone, and that was how I was able to do that. And this is a long time to solo. I mean, I'm at 5 minutes now, so that's cool. I've tracked 5 minutes of this. I think last time I'd already tracked some of the guitar for the Robin Ford, and we did like the last 6 minutes or something like that. So, I mean, I've got another 7 minutes to go. It's just like coming up with stuff is hard, but the music's amazing. There's so many ways. I mean, see, that wasn't very Gilmore-y, but again, the tone kind of makes it. I could play George Benson. It almost sounds like, you know, it's like, it almost sounds like Gilmore because of the tone. So check it out. Okay, get past. George Benson licks with that tone. It kind of sounds like Gilmore. It's just funny. So I'm glad I could fool you, AJ. I mean, that's part of my job is to fool the 99%. You know, it's the 1% that's like, he doesn't sound anything like Gilmore. It's like, yeah, but it's not even Pink Floyd fans that would necessarily know that. It would be more like Gilmore apologists. My friend Joe, you know, I did that interview with my friend Joe DeBlasi, who played on The Wall. He actually technically wrote a song on The Wall, but didn't get writer's credit. But it was something that Gilmore couldn't play. It was on nylon. Gilmore couldn't do finger picking things, and so he said Gilmore was the nicest guy. It's this. That song, whatever that one is, I forget what that's called. That's Joe DeBlasi on his Ramirez. I think he was 19 when he went to Spain with his parents and bought that Ramirez. He literally went to the Ramirez factory and picked it out. I mean, how cool is that? And he still has that guitar. I played it. It's amazing. It's a super good sounding, big sounding classical. Love it. So how many people do we have? I don't see a lot of interaction here. You guys are usually chit-chatting back and forth. Still at 21. Peaked out here at 25. Let's take a look at my new short. Let's see how many, let's see, 4,500 views. Dang, that thing is just taking off. I bet we got comments. I'm going to have to go through a lot of comments. Held for review. Awesome. All good comments. When I when on my TikTok one, the comment I got was because I said I came up with this effect, and I 100% did that the triple dive bomb thing. No, I never figured it. If Van Halen did it, I would have had no way of figuring out how the heck he did that. I would have sat there and listened. That's 3 guitars. It was me just messing around with the guitar that I came up with it. Well, in the video, I made the mistake of saying I came up with it, and people read that to mean I invented this and Eddie stole it from me or something like that. And it's like, no, we can all come up with things on our own. We can arrive at the same place, but just independently without the other person, you know. So no one showed. I mean, I was. Was I an Eddie Van Halen fan? Yes, I was kind of blown away by his playing, and I was a jazz snob when Van Halen hit the radio, and so I kind of was like, I totally dug it and understood what he was doing, and was like, holy crap, that's really cool. Wasn't the first time I ever heard tapping. I think the first time I ever heard tapping was Larry Carlton on Kid Charlemagne, which was probably 1975, 76. And when I transcribed that out, I went, oh my gosh, he's actually tapping. And anyone who played guitar was always messing around with, you know, like, oh, I can do that. And then in classical music, there was artificial harmonics that I learned in pieces in college that are 200 years old. So, 200 years ago, they were doing tapping in classical guitar music of a sort. Not like Eddie, but I didn't ever really like try to transcribe his solos or anything like that, because I always figured like, wow, I'm not even sure what he's doing. When you're listening to him, you know, in the age of YouTube, it's a lot easier to see what someone's doing. What's his name? Tim Pierce talked about Eddie, and when Eddie passed away, Tim Pierce was telling some stories, and he said, yeah, when he first came to LA, was like Eddie was just starting to climb up, and he was playing at like, not Troubadour, Gazzarri's. And when he would solo, he would turn his back on the audience, because the entire audience, Tim said, was guitar players coming to hear Eddie play. And the record hadn't come out yet, and he didn't want anybody stealing his stuff before the record came out. They were in the studio, and they were all underage playing at Gazzarri's, and they were technically not even allowed to be in there. But I think it was Gazzarri's. Is Gazzarri's still there? I know the Roxy's still there, and so is, what's the club next to the Roxy? I've been there a few times. Thank you. Yeah. Is anybody out there? Joe. Now, in Roger Waters, I think, wanted that James Bond thing. So it was kind of a thing that Gilmour couldn't play. Gilmour was in the studio with him. Gilmour was there with him, and Joe said he was a nice guy. I don't think Joe ever met Roger Waters. You know who else is on that album is Lee Ritenour and Tony Tennille from Captain and Tennille. And Joe, my friend that's on the record, his father-in-law is playing accordion on the wall. Frank Morocco, who passed away about 10 years ago. But yeah, Frank, it's crazy. So, yeah, I agree, Bruce. I think the shorts is probably going to be... I'm probably going to populate the shorts for a while. I'll still do the long form, particularly for jam things, or if I really got something I got to dive into. I can't do in a short, or if I want to the Whiskey a Go Go. Thank you. Yeah, the Whiskey was where Tim was seen. I think you're right. Gazzarri's was there too, but maybe Gazzarri's was a little later. And Van Halen kind of. I was just talking about this with somebody about record companies. And, how record companies will, like, Van Halen gets huge, and so all of a sudden, all these bands start getting signed on Sunset Boulevard, and Guns N' Roses was one of them that came a little later. But There's so many hair bands in the 80s that were playing at the Whiskey and at Gazzari's. And maybe Gazzari's wasn't there back then. It might have been, I don't know. But Whiskey definitely was around. Whiskey was around in the 60s and maybe even before that. So, hi, Pepper. Thank you. I don't think I've ever been to the Whiskey. Does the Whiskey still exist? Is the Whiskey still there? Where's, let's see. Whiskey. Oh, yeah, it still is. Yeah, it's still there. Right on the corner. I recognize it. So who's playing there? Let's see. Booking. Oh, I guess you can book it. Well, yeah, and that upcoming events. Okay. Wow. That's crazy. The bands playing there still look like the 80s. It just hasn't changed a bit. Hopefully they don't play music. Upcoming events. Fast Times. Yeah, so that's a cover band that looks like Van Halen and 80s stuff. Oh, Robbie Krieger playing there on the 23rd. Wow. Oh, and it's spelled with no E. I didn't know that. Burning Witches. Abaddon, Enemy of Fate. Throckmore, Most Hated, Power Tribe, and Sensation. October 24th. Wow. That's a lot of bands. Looks like girl metal bands or something. Let's see. White Line. Don't know it. Fast Times. This a lot of Poet the band. Echoes. Whispered. I mean, it looks like a lot. It's just good. They just kept the hard rock theme going. That's just not changed at all. Oh yeah, look. There's a Whiskey Go 1967. Van Halen live at the 1986. So after they were big, they played there again. Aerosmith live at the Whiskey, but post, yeah. Oh, California Breed, hilarious. That's Andrew Watt. Warrant, Cherry Pie. Yeah, they all played there back in the day. Faster Pussycat. Yeah. Crazy. All right. So let me track some more here, I think. I think I can just punch in here. Yeah, I think I'll just punch in here. Oh, what's here? What's this gap? Okay. Oh, let me see what I did here. Yeah, I'm going to punch in there because I don't like... I thought that felt sloppy to me. I didn't know what I was going to do. I mean, I never know what I'm going to do. I'm improvising. This is not written out. So, Pepper, I'm just doing what I did a couple weeks ago, which was kind of jam along with a jam track, but I'm actually tracking it. So if I end up releasing this, if it doesn't get flagged, because it is basically Pink Floyd, but we'll see. I'll try. I still got, oh, the organ's still there. Okay. I recorded some organ too earlier, but let's see what I can come up with. My level seems weird. No? Yeah, he's a blues guitar player, man. Gilmore is very bluesy. So that would be a grace note. That's a grace note. When you just hint at a note. And when I was doing the fast descending thing, I was doing groupings of 5, which to me always sounds more interesting than like 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little bit sloppy, but it's early. All right. Well, we've been going for an hour. Let me see. I'm going to do a crossfade here. I think we're okay. And that's the grace note. So the grace note is when you start on one note, but you quickly go to another note. It's a great tool. I use it all the time. Gilmore does too. It's too high. You can do it up, technically. Sliding into a note, technically, that's kind of a grace note. So yeah, it's a great trick to work on. It's kind of like playing fast, but only 2 notes. So and that's when we're talking about gaining speed, trying to build up your speed. You know, if you want to be faster, one of the tricks is just to play a little burst, like 2 notes, 3 notes, 4 notes, keep adding notes to it. If you can play 3 notes fast, you can probably play 4 notes fast. If you can play 4 notes, you can play 5. Because it's a combination of like, what am I going to do? You know, having a pattern memorized. The great thing is when you get to that point where you can play fast and not have to, it's not patterns you've already worked on. You may just be thinking as you go, or improvising as you go. Yeah, I'll go in right there. Oh, maybe here. Yeah. Oh, this is where I did that. Yeah, it was a little sloppy. Yeah, I kind of flubbed that. I got thinking about like, oh, like, what am I going to do over the G? And then I messed up. But you notice what, okay, so one of the things I did there was I was just playing a pentatonic shape. I'm playing B, D, E, F sharp. But when I went to the A chord, I took that D down to C sharp. I only changed one note. I didn't go like, oh, okay. Go and do a whole, like, I didn't make it that hard on myself. I just changed one note and to acknowledge the chord change. Let me see. Oh, I tracked more than I thought I did. It's like, well, we're chipping away at this. Where am I at now? Let's see. Yeah, I'm merging it. Sorry. I just don't want to forget what I did. Okay. So if I punch in here right before that lick, I'll do that lick again. 6:17, so at the halfway point. I don't think I'm gonna do the whole thing in front of you, but we'll see. That's another thing that I did. I started, like, you could start out at, you know, you could start out slow and then slowly get faster. You don't have to go from 8th notes to 16th notes. You can go from 8th notes to 16th notes. So that, you know, let me see. I can kind of do that here. Let me try to punch in here. Hold on. Yeah. Same problem. Okay, what did I started early? Oh, I did. Okay. See, I can play B all the time. All right, so now we can talk about diatonic scale. So I was playing pentatonics. Let me go back, and so we're at 7.5 minutes. Well, you know, it's not hard to get to 12. I keep stopping and talking. If I didn't stop and like chit chat, then I could probably get to the end of this in, well, I could get to the end of this in 5 minutes. Let's see where. Let's see. That might have a little weird glitch in it. Let me see. Let me see. Dang it. I don't know where the punch in was now. Is it right here? Okay, now I did a lick that was actually more of Leonard Skinner than Pink Floyd. This one here, down an octave. I'm basically bending from the E to the F sharp, hitting the A up here, and then hitting the B. Almost like a pedal steel lick almost. You could do it fast too. You can, but what I can do now is maybe bring in some more diatonic scales. So diatonic scales are 7-note scales. Pentatonic scales are 5. That's why we call them penta. B minor pentatonic is. And then B minor diatonic. And so basically a B minor pentatonic is B, D, E, F sharp, and A, those 5 notes. B minor scale is B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, and A. So we're adding G's and we're adding F or C sharps, all right? So the C sharp is this nice, it's very beautiful over the B minor chord. See, it went diatonic, that's what made me think of it. So here's the, woo! Now that note's in that chord, so. And then that descending brings in the G. So the G's always there in the progression. We just haven't really been playing it very often, and it can be a little weird over the B minor. I'm fine with the G over the B minor chord if you just kind of more of a suspended kind of. It technically what is a flat 6, and it makes the song sound very, very Aeolian, very minor sounding. Get that? Okay, the second, the C sharp, doesn't ever sound bad. I could play the C sharp, like I'll show you right now. Let's see, where are we? Yeah, so I'm going to punch in here. Let's see what happens. C sharp is just like. But the G, I liked that until I did that G sharp. Brain. Okay, so let's listen to that real quick. Just go right to it. Sell it. Sell it. Play it like you meant it. I don't think I'll do that again. I like that. I'll approach it exactly the same way. But let me just. See, the G is nice. I like to do this with the F sharp, bend up to the F sharp and add the pinky. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you can just shred diatonic. Sloppily. That was really sloppy. All of that was pretty good, though. I'm going to keep all of that. The C sharp thing is cool, right? So when you go to diatonic, you add in a couple of more notes, and then you just have to sell them a little bit. You have to find where they work and even if they technically don't work, you can still grace them. You can play the F sharp and then just put a little G in there. I don't know if this is interesting. Is anybody watching? Are you guys? Well, we're up to 28. You know, we're not at 29. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Okay, so let me. I already crossfaded this. Okay, so where did I jack up? Okay, thanks, Martian. Thanks for hopping in there and letting me know. Oh, Jan's there. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people, but we're at 29. That's more than normal, actually, to be honest. 20, 28, 29. Yeah, I thought it was at 29 for a second, but now I don't see where it was. Anyway, all good. So let me... where did I punch it? I didn't like the timing on that, but I don't really see any good place to punch in here. And I'm at 9.5 minutes, so I'm almost done. So we may end up... Yeah, dang it. Yeah, I don't know if I dig that. Let me see if I can get in here. Okay. dang it, didn't like that. Okay. I'm trying to work in some fast diatonic stuff. Where's that B that I hit? Where was, oh, here. Okay. It was a D, sorry, not a B. Dang it, I missed the string. I like that. Do I have an in anywhere? Yeah, I can go in. Let me merge this. All right, merging. Hopefully it's not awful. It's a long time to solo. I mean, I've never on any recording ever had to solo for 12 and a half or 12 minutes or whatever. Where was it? Yeah, I'm gonna go in here. All right. Sometimes I'll switch pickups to feel like the neck pickup for me gives me a little bit more confidence to play fast sometimes. I'm sorry, I'm trying to I'm going to punch in again. Same spot. No, where was it? There. So that was a B. All right. Got to the end. I don't know if that's going to be like the one, but that's pretty good. 12 minutes of soloing over the same 4 chords. And the format on that is B minor for a bar, slow bar, A for a bar, and then G, technically D over F sharp to E minor, and then to B minor again for a bar. So there's B minor on both the front and the back end of the progression. Flat emerge. Okay. Well, so be it. So we'll see. Now I've got to do more organ. Where's the organ stuff? How far did I get on the organ? And actually, I could copy and paste the organ stuff. That's if I wanted to. Let's see. I was about ready to start again on the organ here. All right, so all right, what time is it? Oh, dang, it's 11:15. And I've been playing so much, I get some more coffee. All right, so we can talk for a little bit. You got questions or anything? There was something I did. What was something I did just then that was like, oh, you guys might want to know what the heck I was doing. The slow bend thing. So, like for example, at the Pentatonic number 1, kind of a cool. Whoa! Not an earthquake. I mean, your ultimate goal is to get both of these pitches at F sharp, which actually can't happen because I got a tremolo, and so as I bend up, the tremolo goes down. There actually are tremolos that won't do that. Hey, Gupta, what's going on? But yeah, it's kind of cool because I'm starting on the E, the E, and I'm bending up to F sharp slowly and hitting both the notes. So it gives me a pitch to tune to. And then once they sound the same, then I'm at the F sharp. You can go slow. There's so much delay and crap on this that it's really hard to tell distinctive between notes. You know, if I were to solo the solo guitar. And I know this guitar pretty well. If I pulled up my Les Paul to do this, I don't play my Les Paul or the SG. I don't play it very often, and so I probably would have been sharp. I'm used to the radius of a Strat, and that's a G&L Strat, but I'm used to the radius of a Strat, so I have to work a little harder to bend. But on a Les Paul, Gibson is a flatter fretboard, so it tends to bend easier. In some ways, I feel like in some ways it's harder because with a flatter radius, it feels like the string wants to go out from under my finger when I'm bending. But I also tend to bend sharp because you don't have to bend as far. Yeah, I know. Do I have? Well, I got. I could have used the Justin Bieber Strat. I could have used that. But the pickups on this are not very hot. Although with that much gain, it doesn't really matter. I probably could have used that. Right now, the Squire needs a neck adjustment, though. The neck's too flat. It's fretting out. I wouldn't be able to bend on it very easy. But yeah, I got lots of B3 stuff here. Oh, where is it? Oh, there we go. So anyway, so there's that. Now that may actually turn into a, well, hopefully it'll turn into a track. We'll see. If you can't watch this, afterwards, after I hit stop, then we'll know that it hit too many copyright strikes. So the question is, well, what I would do is I can change the tempo on this, add more B3. I might, of course, if I do more, might want to just go ahead and try to bounce it. See if if this works, if my live stream works, then I will have more confidence uploading this. But what I'll do is I'll go ahead and create a YouTube video that I have zero intention of actually posting, just with the music, so that it can do the content copyright search. And if it comes up with strikes, and it doesn't approve it, then I'll know not to bother to go any further with it. So it's a little bit frustrating. I get that copyright strike infringement. I don't have any successful strikes against me. 3 and my channel gets canceled, which would stink. But it's basically just seeking out, things that sound like or seem like a copy, like I've uploaded the song or something. Clearly, I'm not doing that. This is purely educational purposes. I don't even necessarily, if I turn off, I could do that. I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I could turn off ads for that video, and then I don't think it matters if there's a copyright thing. Or the ads the money all goes to Pink Floyd, which that would be a drag, because I don't want any ads in the middle of a jam track. I don't want you to have any ads in the middle of my jam track. I don't like it when an ad pops up in the middle of a jam track I'm working on, but that doesn't really ever happen. Generally, I don't know if it's because the algorithm knows that the song is still going, because you don't get ads in the middle of a song video that you're watching. You get an ad at the end and at the beginning, or maybe 2 ads at the top and an ad at the end, and I'm fine with that. But if I do this video, well, it'll be 24 minutes long, 25 minutes long, but I will put a gap in the middle for ads. So you'll have the jam track that you can just go crazy on, and then I'll repost the jam track with my guitar in it, so you can jam along with me. That's what I did on the last one. I don't know if it's going to catch on or not, but schedule the ads in the live stream. I have a button here somewhere. Where is it? Insert ad. Okay, I'm going to delay ads. What the heck? What does that mean? Okay, I'm going to insert an ad right now. Let me know if you get an ad. Some of you won't, because like Bob, I think has. Yeah. Bob, it's getting there. I'll have to wait until the election's over, because when the political ads are just annoying, you see the same ad 1,000 times, and it's like, I'm already not voting for you, or I'm already voting for you, so stop showing me ads. But they just buy it. I mean, are you kidding? Google's making bank right now. The TV networks love this whole political process is largely only because of ad revenue. It's just these selling ad space. So I don't know. Did anybody get an ad just then? I mean, we're running it. That's about the right spot for an ad. I'm not sure. I could actually take out the ad too. But I think you're all getting ads at random times. I don't think you all get ads at the same time. Oh, smash the like. Yeah. Don't hesitate to hit the like button. I'm not sure I don't know. As soon as I hit stop end stream, this thing may go, nope, this is a copyright strike or copyright infringement. It's too bad. And if I turned off, like I said, if I turned off ads, I'm not sure if that changes anything or if it's still a copyright. Because you can't just upload people's albums and then say, oh, I don't want ads. I don't need money from it. I just want everybody to be able to hear these albums well. It's like, they can hear the albums. Oh, thanks, Bob. Yeah, I don't see ads mid-song ever. It's pretty rare. But I place ads in my videos, and I only place them on a jam track. I'm not going to place an ad in the middle of the jam track. I'm not going to do that. I'll lose money, or not lose money, but I'm not making as much money. It's crazy that this thing is on fire. Oh wait, no, that's the barcode one. So my triple dive bomb, 4,800 views. That's crazy. Okay, now it's slowing down. No, not really. Oh yeah, it's definitely slowing down. But you can see, it kind of started out like, okay, we're going to promote you, and all of a sudden, boom, 48 hours in, it just exploded. I've got another video ready to go. I'm going to do more harmonic lessons too. I've got some more fun ones, and some fun harmonic tricks that I can do. I like those kind of tricks. I love those kind of things that you can just do, like impress your friends, things that sound a lot harder than they are. It's like magic, It's like it's not a hard trick, but nobody knows it, so it's like freaks them out. Now I have a friend who's a very good magician, Andrew Gerard. In fact, I thought Andrew was supposed. Is he coming to town? I think I'm going to see him next month. He's produced Mind Freak with Chris Angel. He also the TV show, and he designed a lot of those tricks. I don't know if he did the Walk on Water one. I'll have to ask him. And then he also, I think, did some stuff for David Blaine. And he had his own show. In fact, I think he's back doing shows on Vegas every now and then. But he had a show in Vegas where he would hypnotize 100 people at one time on stage. It's like, dang. I mean, is that for real? Like, my son Jack was like, is that real, or are they all just pretending? And he goes, no, it's legit, but you have to know the people that aren't going to be. So he has an earbud in his ear, and he has scouts, and the scouts are looking at body language to see which people are not going to be hypnotizable. And he says, so I'll have 100 people on stage, and then Andrew will start going through and, okay, you with the striped shirt, you can get down, and so there's apparently something about your body language that shows that you're resistant to being hypnotized. Andrew didn't try to hypnotize me, but he'll do tricks all day long. We went to Starbucks, and he's freaking me out, and he's freaking people out. And it's like, how did you do that? Making things bend and stuff. He's really into the bending spoons and stuff. It's pretty amazing some of the stuff he can do. I mean, he had a piece of paper in an envelope, and it had like my middle name on it, or no, I forget what it was, but it was clearly something you could look up in advance. But it was a piece of information about me, and someone who had never met me before knew this information. It was like weird, but he's fun. He's a super nice guy, but he hates it when you call him a witch. He hates it because they killed people, they burned people. I go, yeah, that was like 600 years ago, and it's all been determined. We know it's a trick. So, but Andrew also has done stuff for. He designed. Dang, what was that guy's name? I'll pull it up. I have to open Safari. I'll post a link so you can see it. He designed. This is not Andrew. This is some kid on. I'm gonna have to mute my. Yes. All right. So America. It was on America's Got Talent, I think. Oh, is it Shin Lin? Was it that? I'll find it. Yeah, this is it. Will Tsai. So it's the funny thing is that on this video, the rose that he uses, Andrew and I went and bought. We went to he wanted to know where a florist was in Pasadena, because America's Got Talent's filmed in Pasadena, like 2 blocks from our apartment where we lived for 32 and a half years. 2 blocks, let's see. Okay, maybe 4 blocks. So I met Will. We went to dinner and stuff like that, but they needed roses fresh roses. So I driving Andrew around, and we go pick up the roses. Actually, I think Andrew stayed with us. He was staying in our apartment, and Jack loved it. Alex loved it. Alex got really into magic after that, but he didn't get to hang out with Andrew. I got to make sure that if Andrew's in town, that Alex and I get to hang out with him, because he's just a character. Now, how did I meet Andrew? How did we become friends? Well, he found me on YouTube. He's a guitar player. He's actually a really good guitar player. He can shred, and he's a songwriter. If you look him up, Andrew Gerard, you can see like songs that he released and videos he made, and he's a professional photographer. This guy has insane number of talents. He's good at everything he gets into. You can find videos of him from like 15 years ago of him shredding and on the electric guitar, and then writing songs and stuff like that. So we were in the studio working together on stuff, and he lives in Vancouver, British Columbia, and he started out as a hairdresser. So he was like, for I don't know how long, 10 years he was a hairdresser. And then he got into magic, and also got into, then he quit magic because he got in a horrible car accident. He broke his back, I think, if I'm not, and he was like, it was like a long recovery. And 100 people barking, exactly. I'd have to see if there's any video. Let's see. Let me see if I can find a video of him. I'm going to have to watch it, though, because I don't want to send it to you if I don't know what it is. Hypnotist. Let's see if there's someone doing a single person. Oh my gosh, here he is, shredding. He's so funny. Old school magic. Yeah, if you look up Andrew Gerard, you'll find a lot of stuff up here. But I'm not seeing any videos of him hypnotizing a bunch of people. Some of these things I was with him. Like there's a couple of videos here that I'm behind. You can't see me, but I'm there when they were filming them. Because his friend Rand Pink was also a magician, and he's in Hollywood, and we would walk around Hollywood, and he would do kind of the David Blaine thing and freak people out. And I was there just watching, just because it was really fun. But I should be in one of his videos for that. It would be fun. All right. Well, so I got some work I got to get to. People are starting to reach out and like, hey, where are you? Bruce, don't worry about me. I don't work too hard. I play guitar. I wish I had more work actually. So, but I get to play guitar all day long. It's not a hard job. It's very little stress. I got an email the other day that made me a little stressed because I'd done all this work on this project, and I thought the email was telling me that I had to do it all over again. And I'm like, oh no. And I was kind of reading it a few times, and I'm like, she wasn't really clear. And then I got on a Zoom with her, and it calmed me down because it was like, oh, okay, it's okay if I punch in and just fix these notes kind of thing. So it was just like 5 or 6 fixes. It wasn't because it was really, really hard. In fact, it was the electric banjo stuff, and it was some of the hardest lines I've ever played. Played, by a keyboardist, and so they just like, oh, here's the melodies, and really, really fast stuff. And but I got notes of things to fix, and I think I can do it in less than an hour. So that's good. Anyway, But thank you so much for being here. Anyone new, welcome. Thank you. I tend to be here every Monday. I think in a couple weeks I won't be. I think, let's see, maybe 3 weeks from today, I'll be gone. I mean, I'll be here, but I've got somebody coming over, and they'll be in the house, and I will have to entertain, not entertain, but we've got company, in other words. So I don't want to be doing this while we have company. Not very often, but we'll have people over. Cowboy the dog will be here, so maybe next week Cowboy can hang out with us. The next couple Mondays, I think we have Cowboy. I'm not sure, so hopefully he won't be too loud. Let's see. Yeah, have a great week. Have a great day. It was fun getting to jam for you. But I kind of like this for a video. I'm killing two birds with one stone. I'm creating content and I'm creating content. So, we're creating a live stream with you. I'm really going to be fascinated. If I get the copyright strike, or it says I can't, or I have to cut out all these sections of the video because of Pink Floyd, I'll just delete the video. So there may not be a video of this session. We'll see. But I'll let you know. Of course, if you go and it's not there, then you'll know. But I'll let you know on Discord. So the Discord link at the top, the invite link, you can join the Discord group. Sam wasn't here. See, so because Michigan lost, yeah, Indiana's looking good. Indiana's probably going to beat Michigan. I didn't go to Indiana. My sister went to Indiana. You didn't see anyone new. I didn't see anyone new either. But sometimes they just lurk. We had a lot of people. I think we peaked at 29, Bruce. I thought, yeah, 29 is the highest I saw, which is about high for, normally we're like, normally we hit 29, but we've been sitting at over 24 for the whole time, pretty much. All right. Okay, so that's it. I'm out. I'll talk to you all later. God bless you. Thank you, and have fun. Bye.